Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Monday Manifest. It's like, oh God, past 10 p.m. on Sunday because, of course, as always, I waited until the very last minute to do things. But obviously, well, I mean, I already talked about it before, but I guess I can talk about it again. I talked a little bit about Sea of Stars. I actually finished Sea of Stars. Okay, I say I finished it. I finished the main story of Sea of Stars. They just dropped the DLC. I haven't played the DLC yet because I'm currently going through. I don't know if I said this. I'm going through Clair Obscur. If this is the first time you've heard of this, um, sorry, yeah, or you're. I'm playing it. I'm recording it. It's gonna go up once either Dragon Quest Builders or Sea of Stars is finished with. I can't remember based on the amount of videos left in each of those which one is going to end first. But I've already played about 10 hours of Clair Obscur, and I've been playing obviously Avowed on stream. I got very annoyed with Avowed yesterday, but of course I'm stubborn, so I got back into it today on stream, and things were way easier. I think I just was strategizing better or something. I don't know. There were a couple of fights that were just like ridiculous, and so I had to go through them on story mode. And now I'm going through on normal still, and I'm doing quite well. Like there were some encounters that I ran into that I thought were going to be insane, and like they were fun and they were challenging, but they weren't to the point where it felt like I was getting like 2 to 3 shot, and then I was hitting things that was doing like 100th of their health. Like I don't know what was going on. Maybe I was just sorely underprepared or something, but it felt like I had the best stuff I could have for that particular point. At least, I mean, without doing like too many side quests and all that. Um, but yeah, so Clair Obscur and Avowed are on the menu, coming after Dragon Quest Builders and Sea of Stars finishes. But back to the topic at hand. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Well, oh God, and it's only been 2 minutes. It feels like that's why these videos aren't that long. It feels like I've been talking forever, and then I look at the recording time and I'm like, it's barely been any time at all. Um, so I beat the main story of Sea of Stars, and the DLC just came out. And like I said, I'm gonna play through Clair Obscur first, like give myself a little bit of a palate cleanser. Like, not that I'm sick of Sea of Stars, but I don't want to burn myself out because apparently the DLC is still like fairly lengthy. Um, so we're going through that, and Clair Obscur has been a lot of fun too. Found a couple of frustrating moments there, but another thing where I just dropped it down to story time to get through, mostly on like some extra enemies because I was like, I don't feel I probably won't remember to come back and get this later, so I'm just gonna fight and kill them now. And the major encounter that in the game that really like messed me up, it's because I wasn't doing the right thing. Because basically in Clair Obscur, you can either dodge or you can parry. Um, and there are just certain moves that you cannot parry. But I thought it was the other way around, where you couldn't dodge them and you had to parry them. But no, you can't parry them. You have to dodge. But I kept trying to parry an unparryable move, and I was like, this is the timing is perfect. Why is it not working? And it's because it just you can't parry it. So once I play again, I gotta remember that when a certain like symbol flash happens on the screen when you're fighting an enemy, it means that you need to dodge the attack or jump over the attack, not try to parry the attack. Um, God, this is like such a mishmash. But I guess the Monday Manifest, it never really was about. I mean, it became about specific games because once I finished games and they were still fresh on my memory, I wanted to kind of like go through them and I wouldn't even say review them. It's my own personal opinion, like if I like them or not. It's like I had talked to somebody about Danganronpa, because I watched Game Grumps go through the third one or V3. If you know, you know. And I was just like, this is not a game that I would enjoy myself. I mean, I've played like Phoenix Wright, like a lot of Ace Attorneys and all that, and I got what I needed out of that for like sleuthing and weird kind of Japanese speech patterns, like repeating the last thing the person said or the last like couple of things they said ad infinitum or infinitum, however you say it. And Danganronpa just takes it to like a whole other level. And I know that's just like that's the style of it. Like it's supposed to be very over the top and ridiculous with the way things happen, or just the characters themselves are kind of unhinged in their own ways. But I was like, I don't think I have the patience for this. Like, this is a lot. This is a lot to deal with, and it kind of talks in circles more than even Phoenix Wright does. Like past the point where I'd probably find it funny. I'd just be like, oh. And sometimes the game like even like rags on itself in that regard, and I'm like, please don't make fun of it. Just don't do it. So it's just like this is just not. It's just not for me. And I'm not saying Danganronpa was a bad game. It's just I know that I probably wouldn't enjoy it. I'm not patient enough, and I would get annoyed by just like the sheer amount of useless talk. Basically, there's so many things in that game, especially in the third one. There were so many times when characters popped up and they just said things, and you're like, that didn't, or they won't. It won't even be one thing. It'll be like they'll say a bunch of things, and you're like, none of this matters in the least, you know? And I'm just like, I'd rather just not have all of that extra fluff. I just want the game to go. Um, but yeah, God, what was I even talking about? Anyway, the Monday Manifest was just kind of, it was supposed to be a culmination of basically stuff that I did that week, like a little bit of a recap, going over stuff, saying what I liked and didn't like. Like I said, it was never really meant to be like a review. Like I have very different opinions from everybody. Like everybody has their own opinions, and it's like I keep telling people, like I like Mario and I like Zelda, I like a lot of Nintendo titles and stuff like that. That some people don't like them, and that's fine. You don't have to like Zelda or Mario. It doesn't matter. Like I don't like, I feel like I probably wouldn't like Danganronpa. I don't like XCOM because it's really really hard, but I also liked uh Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle because it's like XCOM but for babies. And also it has a bunch of Mario characters, so I like that. And those are both good games, by the way. Um but yeah, I don't know, it's just one of those things where it's like I don't know, like I call this a podcast. It's just me talking. I guess most podcasts are more interesting if there's multiple people talking, or if there's kind of like at least not a script, but like a list of conversation topics. Like maybe what I should do is each week as I do stuff, I should just like kind of have like a notepad basically on the PC where if I do something, add it to there. And then I have a list of topics to kind of like be like, oh yeah, this happened. I did this. Da, da, da." Most of the time it's I went to work and then I came home and then I recorded some stuff. And then on other days I streamed. Like I streamed today. I streamed Avowed for like 5 hours. I only recorded like three of them, but well, I guess it was like 4 hours of recording because those videos are very long. I usually try to keep my videos like at about an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour. One of those Avowed videos is like an hour and 30 minutes almost, but that's because some very important stuff happened at the end of the video, and I was like, we're just gonna do it now. And it felt really good doing that. The fight that was. Um, but yeah, no, I just it's been a mix of a lot of things. Like Avowed's very good. I had some gripes about the difficulty curve. Because I was in the second area, which is the Emerald Stair, and everything was going good, and then I started doing story stuff, and for some reason everything was like really, really strong. And I had to drop the difficulty down because I was like, I don't know how I can do this fight otherwise. Like, there's too many enemies in this one tiny room. They all have a crap ton of HP, or they hit like a tank, or hit like a truck. Is probably the proper term. Um, but then I get like past that, and today I do other story stuff, and I did some side quests and some other stuff, and I like breezed through most of those fights. Like they were challenging, but not to the point where I like game overed multiple times basically, and just had to like I felt like I was against a wall. So I don't know what really changed between then and then. Like even getting to the new area, I was like, everything's still fine. Like this isn't too tough, but who knows? Maybe I'll run into some stuff later on in the new area that'll be really rough. Or maybe I'm finally starting to figure out the flow of the fighting and upgrading the correct skills, even though I'm a weird um battle mage who stabs things with a sword, but also fills them with lightning. It's probably easier if you like specialize in one specific thing, just so you're very strong in physical or magical stuff. But I was like, I like magic and I like stabbing things, so we're gonna do both. And then Claire Obscure is just very good, very emotional, also very strange. There's a lot of very like zany moments in the game, which is funny because like it's such a serious game, but there's just some stuff where you're just like, what is what is happening right now? Um, no, it's very good. Like honestly, like I feel like I've been playing a lot of bangers, and even Dragon Quest Builders, which by the end of it, I was ready for it to be done. It's still a great game. I just felt like the pacing was a little off, and some of the later areas were just kind of annoying to deal with, partially because of the simplicity of combat, but also because of the things they were trying to get you to do that didn't always like mesh up very well. But that was still a good game. Like thankfully they've added a lot of good games on Game Pass. I need to play Doom the Dark Ages, but I need to also play Doom Eternal. Like I don't think I had played like the new Doom. I don't think I had played Doom Eternal. So I'm like I need to play Doom Eternal and then I need to play the Dark Ages. So and those I'll probably do those on stream. Those seem like they'd be good stream games. And the only thing I'm worried about, like I said, is I've said before, my graphics card. I have a 3060 Ti, which it does what it needs to do, but it's definitely quite old, and I'm getting to the point where I can't do as much. Like, I mean, because recording, streaming, and playing the game all at the same time like taxes the hell out of my graphics card, and I don't want to. I don't want to lose like graphics quality and all that. Like at the end of the day, graphics aren't the biggest thing for me, especially on stream, because I mean, Twitch only lets you do 6,000 kilobits per second, which is like nothing. There's plenty of games that look like absolute dog shit on Twitch just because there's so much movement. They're just gonna get plenty of artifacts and blocking up and everything like that. But on YouTube, I at least try to strive for like a pretty decent quality. Like audio is the most important thing to me because it helps to have that clarity of voice and everything like that and to be able to hear the game. But it also is nice when the game looks nice. And I definitely have had to drop some of these games down to like performance with DLSS or other things just to make sure that like I can still do everything and I'm not dropping frames, but they're not going to look quite as good as they could. But it's fine. But anyway, oh my gosh, yeah, this is just talking about everything. Like I would talk about Dredge too, but I already talked about Dredge specifically in the last Monday Manifest, and you guys know how I feel about it. It was a cool little mini game with horror aspect, or mini game, fishing game with horror aspects, and eventually I'll play the DLC. And I think it's just a few more days of that, and then Dredge will be finished. Because one of the things, that's the other thing, I have to be careful because I'm not very good at like when you record stuff through OBS. It's just a string of numbers because it's the date and the time that you did the recording. But I've gotten better at actually putting what what game it is and what number in the series it is. Like whether like I have all the Sea of Stars and I think there's 34 videos total. But just that way like I can have it set on here. So even if because I usually just reuse the details from the last video, so I have everything up, especially if the description has like the full playlist in there of that specific game, because I try to make a playlist for every game. Just so it's easier, and then I know exactly which number it is that I'm putting up. Because there's definitely been times that I've skipped videos or missed videos because you just see a string of numbers and you're like 2025 321 whatever time it is. Okay, that goes up. That's fine. Everything's good. And then it turns out I did that the other week when I put the and then there were none video slightly out of order. I got that fixed, but it is what it is. Recording videos and submitting them to YouTube and getting everything all in order is rough work. And I don't even edit. That's the thing. I need to get more into editing videos and all that and adding like cool things at all. But that's just like another step And obviously, I don't want to hire a video editor because I don't I don't really I'm not big on YouTube, you know? And maybe if I was actually making like steady money from YouTube, then I'd be like, sure, then I can use some of that to have an editor, and then it all just kind of feeds into itself. But right now, you know, I work my job doing Uber, and also I record videos, and I'm on Twitch, but I'm not like making tons of money from any of that stuff other than the Ubering, which is my main gig. Um, so it's you know, and it kind of sucks because I don't do it to make money. It would be great if I did, but I just feel like I don't have quite the same passion for it as I used to. But I think it's partially just like I'm getting older and I'm doing other stuff, and I can't. I still feel like I'm pretty emotive and expressive, but it's definitely rough, especially if you can tell I'm playing a game that I'm like not into. It's really hard to be like, haha, this is great when you're like, I'm dying inside and also I'm playing this game. But that's why, thankfully, like I said, most of the games I've been playing recently, I've been quite enjoyable, one way or another. Or like and usually the thing that really happens is I give myself kind of burnout of it and I try not to, but I also like want to do, 3 to 4 recordings whenever I do a session just to make sure I'm ahead of the game. Like right now, I have weeks and weeks of videos to go up, but there have been times where I got down to like a week's worth of videos, and I was like, I need to. So I'm trying to get into a system where I record at least like 15 videos or so a week, so that way I'm like a week ahead, and then it'll get to the point where I have like months of stuff, ready to go or set up. So, like, actually, I have everything up until like the 3rd of June, which I guess isn't really that far away now. Except obviously, this video is getting slotted into the 26th once it's all said and done. But yeah, okay, that's that. This was supposed to be more about Sea of Stars, but yeah, okay. Like I said, I beat Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is great. If you liked Chrono Trigger, Super Mario RPG, other RPGs of that era, you will love Sea of Stars because it's basically a love letter to those RPGs, along with more modern sensibilities and stuff like that. But it's a great game. I loved the story, the writing, the characters were very good. There were a lot of great moments, good and bad, and I mean good and bad story wise, not like good and bad like wow that was great, but that part sucked. No, it's just it's built in a world that has a lot of strife, so there's definitely times where you're like, oh man, this sucks, but also there's plenty of triumphs. So it's just a very good game. And like I said, if you have Game Pass, I mean, like all of these games, Dredge, Sea of Stars, Clair Obscur, Avowed. There's so many games on Game Pass. Like, say what you will about Xbox. Game Pass is one of the smartest decisions they've made for sure, especially with all of the day one stuff coming out and just the amount of like good games that are currently on there. So I would say to definitely check out Sea of Stars if you enjoy more old school RPG type of games and pixel art. And yeah, that's holy crap. This was almost 20 minutes. It was mostly me talking about everything else. But yeah, but also if you don't want to play Sea of Stars, but you're interested in seeing what it looks like, you can check out my videos because there's a lot of them already, and it's I'd say it's more than half. I think we're up to like 22. I mean, I have it right in front of me. I can just look, but I also am lazy. Wait, where's the last Sea of Stars? I think it was 22. Maybe it was just 20. Or was it 21? No, no, no. It's got to be more than that, right? Oh my God. Wait. Maybe 21 is not actually up yet. Okay, that's Dragon Quest Builders. Number 26. Oh, 50 results per page, please. May 20. Where the hell is Sea of Stars 21? Okay, I guess it's only up to 20, but I also don't know where 21's at. Did I do the thing? Oh my gosh. I hope I'm not missing any videos. That's the thing. It's like, fuck man. This is hard sometimes. Like really getting things going. See stars there. 4 29, 30, 32. Okay. Well, oh yeah, no. Okay, it's scheduled. Fuck, I got scared. Okay, yeah, no, we are up to oh yeah, 22 just released today. Oops. Yeah. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like, wow, I'm such a professional. You just hear me like talking to myself and doing stuff. Dredge, the finale of Dredge, yeah, is coming out on the 3rd, and so that's still coming out every other day, along with Sea of Stars. And then once Dredge is done, um, the Dragon Quest Builders will start going back up in its place again. That's once Sea of Stars is done, Claire Obscura will take its place, and then once, um, oh man, once Dragon Quest Builders is done, then Avowed will, because I'll have plenty of Avowed videos. I mean, I already have 8 Avowed videos plus the ones I made today, so I guess 11. So there's a lot of stuff. I've been keeping busy, trying out new games and all that, trying to. I know my backlog is so terrible anyway, but I figure at least if I can get rid of these ones and go through them, then I can start working on other stuff. Because I do want to start playing older games. I have plenty of like PS1, PS2 titles, like stuff like that. Um, like stuff that I should have played years ago, but just never really got around to. Um, but yeah, it's like I said, there's a lot of really good RPGs and things on Game Pass. It's definitely worth it. And they usually have like free trials a lot of times, or you can like the dollar. I remember I got one where it was like $1 for 3 months, and honestly, that was fantastic. I don't know how often they do that. Um, but yeah. Anyway, and sorry, I don't mean to sound like a shill for Xbox. Like honestly, it was one of the last systems I ever got. And it was after Game Pass like became a thing, and I was like, oh, this actually is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, thank you all for being here and hanging out for today's Monday Manifest. It was just about a little bit of everything, but that's fine. Um, maybe next one I can talk more in depth about Avowed, depending on how far I've gotten in it. I feel like I've gotten a decent way in, like maybe halfway. I don't actually know how long that game is. Um, yeah, I mean, other than that, it's been very hot down here in Texas. It feels like summer's already started, and I hate that. I mean, summer vacation started for the kids, but I mean, I don't want the heat of summer to start until like June or July, but it's probably asking too much. Also, I just realized I have all these box. Yeah, the background changed slightly because there's boxes that I need to throw away. Because I built a bookshelf and put some books on it. But anyway, I guess that's one of the other things I should do. I need to get back into reading books and doing my little like stupid book reviews where it's just me being like, "Oh, this is pretty good," or being like, "Oh, I don't know about that." But I mean, every book review I did before pretty much was about Terry Pratchett books, and I love Terry Pratchett books. So, I mean, I didn't really find one that I didn't like, but we'll figure it out. There's plenty of stuff I want to do. I just got to make the time for it. Um, And anyway, yeah, thank you. As always, you guys are fucking fantastic. As always, if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe, and you can see all of my other stuff that's out there. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you for the next Monday Manifest, which may be about one game, maybe about many, maybe it'll be about something else. Maybe I'll actually make a topic list, like I was saying, as I go through the week. Who knows? I'm not very good at this, but that's fine. We all have to start somewhere. But yeah, you guys have a great one. Ciao.